We had quite a bit of news for Tesla stock today, and the market likes the news, but first, Elon said good grief in response to this story. The California government has awarded Nikola an additional $16 million to support 7 open network hydrogen refueling stations with its high-love brand. Oh boy. Elon Musk just called out Ross Gerber. Ross says X is moving to a place where you will have to pay for content, and if you don't pay, the utility is diminished. The beauty of Twitter was it was free for all and ad supported. I preferred that relationship with social. It also brought better info to all. This is not free speech. Elon fires back by saying Ross doesn't seem to realize that content creators need to earn a living. We are hell-bent on making this platform the best place on earth for great content creators. I think this will change once Twitter really starts paying creators more by sharing more ad revenue. It will result in people posting more and better content overall. Yesterday, I reported on Model 3 delivery days being pushed back, hinting at the Model 3 refresh launch. And now, Drive Tesla Canada is reporting that Model 3 production at Giga Shanghai will stop on August 14th, and the new Model 3 will go into production in the third quarter. This is all based on rumors from Woowa, and this Twitter account has been pretty good before. And here we have an alleged internal chat message indicating Model 3 production shutdown on August 14th at Giga Shanghai, but we don't know if this is legit or not. I used Google Auto Translate, and this is what it shows. Right here, it says Model 3 production will be discontinued after August 14th. But we have more new information, and it gets really interesting here. Giga Shanghai started a production switchover starting this week to produce 2 days of current Model 3, 2 days of Highland production, the new Model 3, alternate operation basically, and completely switch to Highland production 2 weeks later. The approach to build less old version Model 3s while they transition to the Highland Model 3 makes sense. Tesla will want to draw down inventories of the old version before introducing the new one. Once people see the new one, Tesla will need to offer some deep discounts for the old Model 3s. Gary likes the news as well. A refreshed Model 3 with a facelift to make it look more like a Model S would be bullish, since it creates a halo effect that will drive new EV customers to the Tesla website and store. I personally would like it the Model 3 would look a little bit more like a Model S. The Tesla Economist says that with the refreshed Model 3 and the Cybertruck out there, it would be pretty hard for Tesla to stay under $300 per share. Now, he did sell Tesla stock pretty much close to the bottom, but he did buy back in under $200, which turned out to be the right decision. And by that, I mean he didn't wait until Tesla stock got to $270 to go back in. Giga Shanghai reported 64,000 wholesales for July. As you can see, this is a bit lower than normal, and I think this is strongly hinting that the Model 3 is coming. We know that domestic sales were at about 30,000 in China, which isn't bad, which means exports are down, and then we will know exactly what's going on when we get the model mix number. So how many Model 3s and how many Model Ys, that will be quite revealing. To me, as a Tesla stock investor, the most important thing is how much will Tesla save by transitioning to this new model. There's some speculation that Tesla will save about $4,000, for example. And if Tesla just passed 100% of that all to consumers, that would be a pretty big price cut, stimulating long-term demand significantly. But what I think is a bit more likely is that the new model will just have more demand because it's a new thing, it's probably better, but it will cost less for Tesla to build. So there's a possibility that Tesla may actually increase price or just keep them the same or just cut a little bit if Tesla really needs to stimulate the demand. Remember when Tesla got more orders in South Korea for the rear-wheel drive Model Y in just a few days than it got in the whole last year for all Tesla models, not just the Model Y? Even though Tesla says that it could take as many as 6 months to deliver a Model Y to South Korea, we have just seen a new shipment of Shanghai-made Model Ys arriving at a South Korean port. Let's not keep these customers waiting and let's get them the cars they want. In Q2, Tesla delivered 466,000 vehicles. The current consensus says that Tesla will deliver 1,000 less this quarter. But Troy just published his estimate saying that Tesla will have another record quarter and will reach 467,000 deliveries. Even though on the earnings call, Elon said that Tesla will have a few production shutdowns to upgrade factories, I have been saying that there is a good chance that this quarter will still end up being a record quarter because Tesla still has a good amount of inventory that would allow Tesla to still beat expectations and at least have a record quarter. I don't expect a huge beat, but I would be a little bit surprised if Tesla delivered less vehicles this quarter than they did in the last quarter. Australia just reported its Tesla sales in July, and this is the best first month of the quarter ever, up 7% from April. As you can see, Tesla has been working on its delivery wave in Australia, and in Q1 it was pretty even. In Q2, there was a bit of a delivery wave at the end, but Tesla is working hard on getting these costs down and making it easier to get a delivery earlier in the quarter instead of just cramping everything towards mostly the end and nothing in the beginning of the quarter. Also, Australia already beat its last year's numbers. We also have good news from France. This is also the best first month of the quarter ever and up 49% from April. And generally speaking, in France, a strong first month has always been an indication of a good overall quarter and perhaps a record quarter. A group of security researchers say that they can hack Tesla's vehicles and unlock every single software locked feature, including full self-driving and heated seats, is what the article said. But I think all of the heated seats come standard with any Tesla. You don't need to purchase anything. They explain the process that they use to do this, but most importantly, they say the group of hackers claims that their Tesla jailbreak is unpatchable and allows to run arbitrary software on the infotainment. So that sounds a little bit like a problem. But in the long term, I don't think this is a big deal at all. Sawyer is trying to lower everyone's expectations for the refresh Model 3. No one really knows when the refresh Model 3 will launch. Could be Q3, Q4, or even next year. Elon did say there would be widespread Tesla factory upgrades in Q3 though. From Drive Tesla Canada, Tesla is facing a new proposed class action lawsuit filed by 3 owners in California, alleging the automaker engaged in false advertising by providing exaggerated driving range estimates. So, of course, this is all about that Reuters report that we saw earlier. Is this serious? Well, their problem is not with Tesla. You see, EPA, which is a government agency, they have rules for how to evaluate a vehicle's range, and then Tesla simply just uses that number to advertise their vehicle range. You can argue how Tesla displays that inside the vehicle once you start driving, and I don't think really you could sue Tesla about that. That would be a little bit ridiculous. What actually matters is the overall range, which is decided by EPA, basically, not Tesla. So their problem is really not with Tesla, but with the government. So please, go ahead and sue EPA. This to me sounds like some lawyer trying to make money. Speaking of Reuters, we do have a positive story from them here. Tesla has had a red carpet welcome from India for its proposal to invest in the country, while its largest rival in electric vehicles, China's BYD, has been stopped cold by increased scrutiny from India. The result could be an opening for Tesla to negotiate terms for an entry to the world's 3rd largest auto market without the competitive threat from BYD that it faces in other emerging markets. If you do not consider Europe to be a single auto market, then yes, India would actually be the 3rd largest market in the world that is based on new car registrations. There's an interesting take from the limiting factor here. I bet Tesla could start earning money off FSD robotaxis now if it was geo-fenced. That is, select routes where there have been no disengagements, and with that, they could cover 30 to 50% of the trips in the US. I don't think the number would be that high. Only really, I think in California, FSD works relatively well, so you couldn't really launch it in, for example, New York, or probably not Florida either. You would mostly be limited to probably San Francisco for now. But I think overall it is better for Tesla to just focus on making FSD better, because even in San Francisco, if you watch Hallmark's catalog videos, there are disengagements. There aren't many of them, but there still are disengagements even in San Francisco. So it just sounds like too much work to geofence everything. Why not just take these same resources and then just focus on making FSD better? And then maybe a year or 2 or 3 from now, maybe then do that. I don't think it's ready yet. Oh, I really like this. Tesla app access coming to more rentals soon. So basically when you go on vacation and if you rent a Tesla, you just have to scan a QR code, and then all of your settings from your Tesla, I think, are imported, like your seat settings and your mirror settings and everything else. And it even includes your music settings and autopilot settings and climate. That's amazing. From Drive Tesla Canada, Tesla switches to kilowatt-hour billing at superchargers in Canada. I personally like this update. Instead of billing you for time spent at a supercharger, now you will be billed for the electricity that you used. Also, charging for time is a little bit perhaps unfair if you have a much older vehicle and you just can't take the power from the charger. Tesla has lost General Counsel Nathaniel Smith, who was promoted to Associate General Counsel and the head of general litigation in May of last year. Not really a big deal, we'll find someone else. Tesla is offering shopping vouchers worth about $420 to new customers in Shanghai in conjunction with a local government incentive program aimed at boosting consumption and the flagging economy. Here's another new Cybertruck sighting. I like these wheels. What do you think? Yay or nay? And YouTube says you should watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview, watch this one first. My name is Matt Posius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.